So donor compensation can be confusing, and I'm here to explain how it works. Hey, Kathy Bernardo here from the Northeast Assisted Fertility Group. The ASRM, the American Society for Reproductive Medicine, traditionally and up until the past few years, had suggested guidelines for donor compensation. And they put limits at around 10,000, and they thought anything above that was unethical. And they kept that same upper limit the same for such a long time, not keeping in mind the cost of living and inflation and all that there was a class action lawsuit that was settled in 2016. So the ASRM really didn't have any power to make laws about donor compensation, but their ethical guidelines were so strong, people were up in arms if anyone ever wanted to ask for more than what they considered ethically right. So right now, as it stands, there is no limit on egg donor compensation. However, there is what the market will bear. It varies from region to region. Large cities with higher costs of living, their clinics will tend to offer their donors more, usually around $10,000 to $12,000. And in the Midwest, it's a lot less. In some places I've seen as little as $5,000 and up from there, $5,000, $8,000, something like that. Now we charge $12,000 for a first-time donor and $15,000 for a repeat donor. And it's very typical that you would see that repeat donors get more. And that's to incentivize them to donate again, because once you got a good one, they're so hard to find, you want to have them to keep donating. And a donor can donate up to 6 times in her lifetime. So she can't make a living at this, it's just extra money. Now we pay our donors in all one lump sum at the end. That is to keep them compliant throughout the process. Some donors who get paid in stages, maybe they'll just feel like screening and, pocket the $1,500 and not go ahead. But we offer all one lump sum at the end. And in our program, donors, like I said, first timers get $12,000, repeat $15,000, and there's no negotiation. We don't like that. We don't like recipients trying to, bargain them down. That's what it is. However, every once in a while, we'll get a donor who'll want more. And she's certainly entitled to that if she wants it. Usually if they do 2 or 3 and they have really great results and like, you know what, this is a lot of work for me and takes a lot of time and I've been traveling and I want 20 or more. And they can certainly ask that. But it is harder for donors to get matched because it is a very expensive undertaking in any event. And certainly when you compound that with donor compensation, it is hard to get matched, but you will see every once in a while a donor compensation that is more than 15, 20, 25 or something like that. Certainly, if that's not within your budget, you can pass that donor by. But you can bet that a donor like that is extremely attractive, since that's the number one thing most people are looking for, and she has had repeat success in her past donations. And that's why she's able to ask that. And again, the least expensive way to get an egg donor is to go to a frozen egg bank, because not only do they usually pay them less, they also divide the eggs into 2 or 3 recipients, that even cutting the cost even lower. So when you buy that batch of 6 eggs, you're only that's only including a fraction of the donor compensation. But again, if you're looking for some very special ethnicity, certain attractiveness, certain level of education, and you would expect to go to a big city to find that, and the donor compensation would be higher. And if you find a donor who you really love and her compensation's too high, should you try to negotiate it down? It's not something we recommend, because not the greatest way to get on the right foot with a donor to say, hey, we like you, but we don't think you're worth what you're asking. But if we have done it before, we've done it very gingerly and been able to work it out. But that's not a typical scenario. Most donors do get within the normal range, which right now is anywhere between 8 to 12. And again, there are no laws that dictate how much a donor can ask for her donation. She's not being paid for her eggs. She's being paid for her time and effort. So I hope that was helpful. If so, give this video a thumbs up. please subscribe to my channel and go to assistedfertility.com for more information on egg donation and to access our donor database. Thanks so much for watching.